Hello everybody, it's the Soap Peasant here, and this is the first soap in the series Emotions Soap, or Emotional Soap, however you want to term it. And the first soap that I'm going to do is a complicated soap, because it's a complicated personality trait disorder. I'd like to first thank other YouTube channels, Surviving Narcissism and Dr. Todd Grande and Dr. Ramani. They gave me a lot of information, a lot of detail about the overt narcissist and what that is in a nutshell. And you can fill in the blanks, I'm sure, with people that maybe you work with, or maybe somebody that you're going to be having to spend Christmas with. Sometimes it's family members. Sometimes it's co-workers at a Christmas party, or guests you may have in your home over the holidays. They're everywhere. They're all over the place. It's like kicking over an anthill, But one of the key things is they're very controlling. They're very controlling, and they have very little empathy for whatever your situation is. As we go through this soap that is intended to interpret through soap what the attitudes of the narcissist are and what the feelings of the people that have to deal with the narcissist are. As we build up the soap, we'll go through the layers, the levels of confrontation and placation that go on in these types of situations. And so let's go ahead and get started with this soap, and we will do the first layer, which is a black layer. It's going to go in first. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get as many bubbles as I can. Usually you don't do that, but I'm going to do it this time. And the reason why is because the bubbles sort of disrupt the line. And that's what happens when you're dealing with someone with a narcissistic personality trait. It's very disruptive, and it's really not smooth sailing whatsoever. You may notice some slight glitter to the black soap. Narcissists, they don't come right out and let you know that they are narcissists. What they do is they make it seem really attractive. They make it seem really, hey, look at me. This is just too great. I'm so great. How come you don't think I'm so great? Because I am so great. Now, on top of this first layer that is uneven, maybe a little eye-catching, but something's not quite right. Can't put your finger on it, but something's not quite right. Here's some same color black curls, and they're very irregular. You never know. You never know what is going to happen, just like you never know the shapes. But it reaches up into every bar, every facet of your life, whether it be your work, whether it be your home life. It reaches right up into every situation and infringes on maybe something you're trying to accomplish, because if it's not about them, then it just simply doesn't exist. So there's the inside with all of those curls that reach up a good ways. The control issues kind of creep into everything that you do and creep into everything you try to accomplish, because that would be for you, you see. And if it's not about them, then it's not anything at all. Now we'll go on to the next layer. Here's the next layer. What do you try to do when you've got all this going on? You've got all this turmoil that's reaching up and reaching in to the things that you would like to do, the things that you're trying to do, maybe some accomplishments or or just for the betterment of the whole, something that you're trying to get everybody on board with. Well, there's not so much as getting a narcissist on board. The overt narcissist will have their way. So what do you try to do? You try to soothe them. So we're making a soothing blue color. Try to placate. Try to give a little, get nothing back. But you try to give a little, and you try to smooth things over. So let's see if we can try to smooth things over. Let's see if it worked. Did it work? So what's going on here? Those issues are still coming up through the surface. They're still poking through the, I'm going to give in. I'm going to let you have your way. Okay, you're right. Okay, I was wrong. Okay, let's do it your way. It bleeds in and pokes through and penetrates any effort that you try to make. Therefore, the frustration is still there, even though you've made an effort. Still there. Let's see what the next layer is going to look like. The overt narcissist tends to think in very black and white terms. It's just a part of the personality trait. I want to mention that the fragrance oil that I'm using is maple pecan streusel. Very sweet. It smells very, very good. If you could see these people coming, if they had an off-putting from the get-go attitude about themselves, you'd stay far away. But that's just not the case. That's what makes it so insidious. And you only find out once you find out. They think in terms of black and white. This black and white thinking, this definitive thinking, can probably be just as well described as my way or my way. That's pretty much what it is. So what are you supposed to do with this major dumpster fire of a situation that you may be faced with at work or at home or in some other kind of setting? Well, according to the experts, boundaries. Boundaries are the key. So I've got some bright orange here, Adobe orange. Kind of reminds you of traffic cones that are set up for boundaries. Well, that's what you're going to have is boundaries. So we're going to lay down an orange layer of boundaries. So set you some strong boundaries and stick to them. It's not mean or harsh or cruel to have boundaries. It's healthy to have boundaries. We should have them. What you will, what you won't accept, and make them stick. Boundaries are not boundaries if they are easily broken down or broken through. So you want to make them stick. Now that you've got your boundary firmly in place and you know what you are going to do, what you're not going to fall for, you have to watch out for the little pitfalls and traps. Now this is sweet. It smells like maple pecan streusel. It smells good. And these people, they put on quite the act. Except that it's their true self. That's the scary thing. But nevertheless, they want to make sure that they make an impression. Like I said, they couldn't draw you in if they looked like the rotten individual that's looking to give you the runaround. Here's some very fine multicolored bio glitter, and this is the top finishing layer, because this is the first thing that you see with the narcissist. They are nice, they are smelling good, looking good, and everything seems right with the world, and just underneath is all the other stuff. So we're gonna lay it on thick, because that's their style, laying it on thick. When we come back, we're going to cut it open and go over the layers and see what we've got. See what I mean about how from this on the surface it really looks attractive. Draws you in. You think, ooh, nice. Real nice. And it is nice for a time. But this is really top side up. This is what's really inside. And here we can see the layer of placation, of giving in. Here's the black and white, all or nothing, my way or my way thinking. You can see the end. And here's the orange cone of boundaries. We must have boundaries. I'm going to use a straight knife and make a cut, and then for the other side of the bar I'm going to use the crinkle cut, because you never know which is coming. Is it going to be the rough time? Is it going to be the smooth and easy? Never know. So let's get started and cut this up and see.